You're welcome back. This is your most authoritative news analysis show, Newsfile. And now we've got very limited time, but what we have agreed on is this, that my guest will speak to all two issues of bird flu and plastics ban. What are their suggestions as to how exactly we can deal with them? Now we are told that the president announced that there is a need to ban plastics, and now we are told that there is a partial ban that is going to take effect in the next week or two. And I've been reading around this, and it's very, very important that we look at it from the perspective of the science and the problems that it brings to us. And one article that I've been reading that was written in 2014 by Richard Nyama says that crucial to my demand for banning of plastic bags, however, is the fact that it is a public health hazard and a disaster in the waiting. Research abound to the effect that plastic bags can cause cancer of the kidney and cancer of the throat, infertility, birth deformities, immune system suppression, and development problems in infants. Scientific evidence available indicates that chemicals used in the production of these plastics do filter into foods and water they contain, especially when such food and water is hot, such as tea, porridge, soup. And you know, we these days, that's what we do. We package all of these things in these plastics. Chemicals such as polythene, chloride, stabilizers, plasticizers, and a whole other antioxidants, lead, cadmium, and mercury may seep into our food from these bags. Way to go, Abi.
I'm afraid a complete ban may cause some challenges. Such a water, how then are we going to package it?
How were we having the water?
Oh, that was not hygienic at all. I remember those days when you used to drink from the same cup, and then what will happen is that the seller would then dip it in another bucket, which is not running water.
So we should find out how Mali, Somalia, Rwanda, South Africa, Tanzania, Mauritania, Uganda, Kenya, how they are doing it.
Have done it. Particularly the good example that people mention is Rwanda.
Right.
So let's go there and study the way they've done it. I think that banning it is good, particularly with the things that we use to go to market and those black polythene bags. But I'm afraid about the sachet water issue, and I think that we need to tinker with it a bit.
What do you say about the bird flu situation? If we don't get money to compensate farmers whose birds, you know, are infected, they will not come forward and report for us to destroy those birds.
Yeah, they will go. Danger. They will go underground, and I think that there's a need to. There's a need to find some money. Compensation is not to say that we give you all that you lost. Compensation is just something, a token to help you survive. So the deputy minister has indicated that the government is considering doing that. Yeah.
Yes, you are in Parliament. It has come up in the House as well.
Yes, yes. And when it came, I think the highlight was the fact that government was seeking to purchase 30 vehicles as part of the fight against this avian influenza. I think it's so disappointing to hear this, that when something like this has happened, we should be looking for the money to compensate the farmers, and as AB said, to encourage others to say that, look, some of my birds have been infected. If we want to take advantage of this and acquire more 30 vehicles to fight this, it shows sometimes what the priorities are when matters like this come up, and it's becoming one too many. The acquisition of state vehicles, we're doing rural electrification, the money is used for acquisition of state vehicles, luxury cars, Chryslers. I think government should look at that portion again, because it was very annoying when we saw in Parliament the suggestion to acquire that many vehicles.
Okay.
As for the plastics, I would say that the policy and the pinnings are not clear, because plastic is not just the bags. We have plastic buckets, we have many plastic items. So if we have realized that plastic poses an environmental hazard, we need a comprehensive policy that will deal with it. Is it recycling? Is it But to say that you are banning plastic bags, that will form, in my opinion, less than 1% of plastic out there. So I just don't get what the policy is about. And
interesting.
Maybe the technical people should explain more to us.
Dr. Sibe, courtesy of the Mr. Kofi Chikata of the World Bank, I got this information, and this is the Ministry of Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation report of the Committee on the proposed banning of plastics in Ghana. Guess when this was agreed on? February 2010. And they were clear in their minds with so many points from A to V about why plastics ought to be banned and how to go about it. We're talking about it in 2015.
That's interesting. Did they provide alternative? Do we have, in absence of the plastic, what would be the alternative? It's all very legitimate questions that we need to raise. Fine is good. Plastic is causing havoc to public health system, to the environment. But do we really need total ban? I think that we need to look at our economy. Well, I think we can really even leverage on this plastic to shore up our industrialization base with respect to recycling. In many economies, if you go to Asia and Japan and others, they all generate plastics, but they have a very good recycling management system in place where they recycle some of these plastic, even in generation of energy supply. And therefore, I think that we have to look deeper into it, whether we can have some kind of legislation or recycling policy to try to make use of these plastics as and when they come. Put a very good waste management policies in place and leverage on it to even create further employment. But banning it without any effective alternative could even cause more harm than good, if you ask me.
I don't see the harm you are talking about.
Well, the harm as in, what are we going to use for our main careers? I mean, you go to the market, are we going to go back to the paper?
Yes, paper bags.
Paper bag. We still have environmental issues with that. You know, we're talking about degrading of our environment. They are all with paper.
The paper bags are biodegradable, and that's the most important.
They are biodegradable, all right, but
more
this
biodegradable.
More biodegradable. That is fine, but you still have to fall on the environment too. You know, so it's still you can still even recycle biodegradable stuff.
Now I'm picking this from Egbert now. The summary of the recommendations as were made in February 2010 by the committee included this: ban plastics 60, and then they said revise to 20 to 30 microns and below, including all water sachets and we see some black plastic shopping bags. Cultivate a culture of waste separation at source nationwide through public education and sensitization. This some of the things you are looking for. Upgrade capacity of waste recycling plants in Ghana.
Yeah.
Okay, both of you have just mentioned that. Encourage both joint private and state and private investment in recycling and waste to energy industry in Ghana.
That's what
Establish plastic waste collection points in all communities, districts and constituencies. Institute a cash incentive system for individuals to encourage plastic waste collection. Establish garbage and plastic collection dumping sites for dumping of waste by major waste collection agencies, and so on.
I think this is the way to
and
go,
so
honestly.
forth. And the very final point, as I come to Egbert, establish community waste sanitation tribunals equipped with the requisite legal tools to regulate plastic dumping.
Now, I agree with all these alternatives and remedies that are being proffered. But you see, I don't think that an outright ban of plastics will be sustainable. Look, there are things that the average Ghana man does with rubber band. When you wake up in the morning and you're on the move and you want some cocoa to drink, you want the cocoa seller to put it in a biodegradable paper bag so that as you go, you'll be sucking on it. We see it. You see, so it is part of us. And I don't think that we can legislate it out. What we need to do, and I think that the answers are there, we should just legislate and ensure a controlled use of plastic. The disposal.
And push recycling.
Yes, the disposal of it. You understand?
The problem is about the disposal, littering, and that brings us where we are.
Yeah, but if you have a good recycling,
we already have laws against littering.
It is true.
We are not enforcing them. We have the sanitation courts.
Something yesterday, I used the road around Hacho because I was going to Kufurinde and I had to do a beeline to a place called Yam Market. Just behind, there's a filling station. I think it's a total of. Just behind it was a drain under construction. So there were these concrete iron rods that had been used to try something. From the car, you could see plastic, just hanging, and it was clear that a storm had just passed, and I was like, wow, how can we? It was even an eyesore in the first place, not to talk about the other ramifications. And so I sincerely think that there's an imperative need for serious, interventions to be made. Not these fine falutin, highfalutin ideas that are there. They are ideas. How do we action them? You cannot ban plastics. No, I don't think that we have succeeded in, let's say, banning the use of guns, for example.
If we cannot ban, then we should be enforcing our laws to avoid littering. And I'm passionate about this because you may have read, I've written articles about this waste and everything and the laws that govern how to deal with them, and we are not implementing them.
Bird flu, just my last shot on bird flu. I agree that it's a crisis that has just come. But you see, I'm wondering, do we still have extension officers at the Ministry of Agri? Do we have, if you like, a log of the number of poultry farmers we have in Ghana already, so we know? Because when this is happening and people say there should be a bailout, yes, it's a fair sign, there should be a bailout. But we should also be looking, if you buy birds and you what do you call it, rare birds, in the light of all this, you should also not be thinking about now taking insurance policies with respect to the birds that you rear. I mean, government should intervene as it is seeking to do now. But going forward, I think that one of the things that should do, because all these things affect the economy. All these things affect the economy.
Right.
People, you are in business, you should be able to take insurance cover for what you are dealing in, so that in cases of insurance will step in and assist.
Right. And just around the same time, the Ministry of Agriculture is issuing a warning that the bird flu outbreak could worsen if Ghanaians keep flouting the ban on hawking of birds. So you may be aware that the ministry has gone to some markets and seeking to stop the hawking of birds. The ministry announced the ban on Tuesday as part of measures to contain the outbreak, and then it's trying to do all it can to stop the spread. Of course, if it doesn't do, we are in serious trouble, like my panelists have just noted. I'm extremely grateful to you, Egbert Fabel Jr. He is a legal practitioner and also edits the newspaper again. Sorry, just the paper, the Ghanaian Observer newspaper. Dr. Eric Osei Sibe is a senior economist and lecturer at the Department of Economics, University of Ghana, Legon. Thank you very much, Doc, for coming. Kweku Kwating is MP for Obuasi West and member Finance Committee of Parliament. Kweku, thanks once again. Always good to have you with deep knowledge on the issues of finance and energy.
So when he tells me that I'm ignorant in economics,
Abraham Amalba is a member of the NDC legal team, and he is also a private legal practitioner. I'm Samson Anyanini, and thank you very much for your company. The news is up next, and my outfit, as always, is provided by Latida. Have a good afternoon.